And now, ladies and gentlemen, the last speaker of Workshop 1 is Mr. Siebrand Oosterhoff, Project Manager of Cadastar International. He's a leading expert in precise positioning, GNSS and Geodesy, and also equipped with impressive level of global business experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a big hand.
Thank you very much for being here and having me invited to give a presentation on fit-for-purpose land administration. My name is Siebrand Oosterhoff. Very difficult to pronounce for foreigners. My presentation will be about fit-for-purpose land administration, and the subtitle is Bridging the Gap of Security of Tenure. I'm a project manager at the Dutch Cadastar, and there's a special department, Cadastar International, about 20 people. I'm from the Netherlands. The Netherlands is a kingdom, as you can see. Here you see a picture of our king and queen, and a picture of our head office in Apeldoorn, in the center of the Netherlands. We employ about 1,800 people at Cadastar, and we have, as I said, one head office and 7 local offices. The main tasks of the Cadastar lies on land registry, cadastral surveying, key registers, providing information services, the national spatial data infrastructure. We produce topographic maps and are responsible for the national geodetic network in the Netherlands, and we give information on cables and pipelines. I work at the Cadastar International department. It does consultancy jobs all over the world and capacity building in different countries. International cooperation and knowledge exchange is one of the key issues, and we do that together with the School for Land Administration in Land Administration Studies in Enschede, ITC, and I know some of the people in the room have done their study there as well. What we do at Cadastar International is we have knowledge teams on all different kind of subjects. Fit-for-purpose land administration is the core business, but also cadastral renewal. We give information on tools and standards, for example, the LADM and STDM. LADM, that's Land Administration Domain Model, covering basic information-related components of land administration. And the STDM is a sort of software package to host the LADM. Also, we are specialists in automatic map generalization, spatial data infrastructures, key registers, and e-government. 3D Cadastar we're building also knowledge on. We do digitized archives and land consolidation and urban reallotments. And I'll show you a slide of the Sustainable Development Goals. In 2015, the United Nations set goal to achieve a better and more sustainable future for all. And the global challenge was, or is, to achieve a better world by 2030. And world leaders adopted this agenda for Sustainable Development Goals. And I tell you, for most of the goals to achieve, there's a need for proper land administration in one way or another. Land administration is one of the bases for most of the goals. And land administration is about knowing people to land relations and people to land rights. On this slide you see all different kind of land rights. You have land rights in slum areas, in customary areas, or customary rights. You have private property, common lands and state land, and all that has to be documented. And when we provide our services to countries, we come across all different sort of cadastral maps and land registers in all different states, from very basic to really advanced systems. And to help countries with implementation of land administration systems, we follow the principles of fit-for-purpose land administration. And there are 2 important documents describing these fit-for-purpose land administration principles. One of them is on the left. You see the document of the FIG and World Bank Guide on fit-for-purpose land administration, and the other one is the guiding principles for country implementations. Was developed together with UN Habitat, Cadastre, and GLTN. But first of all, why fit-for-purpose land administration? Well, first of all, because probably in not more than 40 countries in the world, they have a well-functioning land administration system. So there's a lot to do. In most developing countries, less than 10% of the land is included in formal systems. And you can't implement Western-style land administration systems because they're mostly too costly, time-consuming, and capacity-demanding. So therefore, a fit-for-purpose approach is needed and to ensure the basic and appropriate land administration systems are built within a relative short time and at affordable costs. They can also incrementally improved over time. But what is fit-for-purpose land administration? It is a system designed for the basic purpose. It must include all land, provide security tenure for all. Rather than guided by high technical solutions and costly and time-consuming field survey procedures, it also should be flexible. Scale and accuracy relate to the geography, density of development and budgetary capacity. The legal and institutional framework should be designed to accommodate both legal and social tenure rights. So start with the basic concept of land administration. A Western style concept may be the target, but do not see it as a starting point. Make the system possible for incremental improvement. A little bit about the fit-for-purpose principles. Within the fit-for-purpose land administration, there are three major frameworks: the spatial, the legal, and the institutional framework. In the spatial framework, the use of aerial and visual boundaries must be used together with participatory field adjudication, and the accuracy must relate to the purpose. For example, in rural areas, 80 centimeters accuracy might be sufficient, but in urban areas, higher accuracy will be needed. The legal framework should enshrine the fit-for-purpose approach in law, so all the and secure land rights for all, human rights and gender equity and continuum of tenure in your social tenure domain model. The institutional framework should be transparent, cost-effective, and have a sustainable IT approach. Yeah, that's the theory, but in practice it will be different. We do country implementations all over the world, but there's always a situation-dependent need for fit-for-purpose. So first, we invest and we look at the context and the country's specific needs for implementing the fit-for-purpose land administration. This slide shows a little bit how it works in practice. An appropriate land administration system consists of 4 different aspects. First of all, there should be the user requirements. So that should be the starting point, should not be the professional or technical standards, but standards like the LADM and SCDM. They will help to get a system in place. The second one, for a good system, will be the quality of data of the system. That refers to the good one. It must be done in an acceptable time frame to collect and register the data. That's the fast one. And price of development and maintenance of the system is also important. Cheap. So it is always a trade-off between all those 3 aspects. I will show you a little bit some examples of different fit-for-purpose approaches in countries we did in the last few years. First of all, in Colombia, there was the very complex institutional setting. So that was a different approach was needed. Mozambique, the specific need was for cost recovery model. In Indonesia, participatory mapping. And in Nepal, we used satellite imagery for visual boundaries. In this picture you see people in Nepal at a community meeting where they were drawing their boundaries of their parcels on satellite imagery. And it worked really well. The boundaries were digitized, and together with the household enumeration for data we collected, we were able to establish people-to-land relation and literally put people on the map. And that was needed, that was very important, because after the 2015 earthquake in Nepal, the Nepal government provided grants to rebuild houses, but people had to have land relations or certificates. And this approach in this pilot area was very successful, and people were able to get grants on basis of this one. Different country was Indonesia. We did community-based participatory mapping with the use of tablets and low-cost positioning equipment. And together with different parties and stakeholders, also here we connected people to land relations. You see that on the picture on the right. Colombia, another example. As I said, this was a very complex setting for the institutional framework. We did a pilot in different areas, and there were a lot of different stakeholders and institutes to get them online and to get them on the same level to come to satisfactory results. And to finalize, in Mozambique, in this case, there was a need for a cost recovery model in order to create an affordable institutional framework. And the use of specific apps on mobile devices made that possible. You see the mobile apps. I come to my conclusions. We think the fit for purpose nowadays is widely accepted and implemented worldwide. We showed it in different countries that it really works. But always keep in mind the country-specific or regional requirements. So you have to use the best method of fit for purpose that is best for the country. And fit for purpose is constantly under development. Innovation and customization will change the best method to be used. And finally, we think that land rights for all is feasible. But bear in mind that the technical support and the advocacy and guidance should be well organized. Thank you.